Sheffield Wednesday don't need to improve on just the pitch, short term and long term. It's a lot of things behind the scenes as well. Hello and welcome to this video. You could like, share and subscribe to the channel, much appreciate it. Liking helps the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. Hit that notification bell to let you know when videos go live and live streams happen. There should be a live stream tomorrow night. I'm just going to see what mood I'm in and how things are and how everything goes from there. So, Danny Rule made a very interesting statement at the end of the Ipswich game via the media. He said, first think of the team. They are building up a team that is not just building the team up from last season. It's over a long period of time, step by step, which is good players. They have a good manager with a clear identity how he wants to play. Then you look at the changing room. These are all normal things. They should be normal. I see here at Ipswich where they can go to Prem. They're doing well for some years now. They're building up something and we can always learn from other clubs. This is what we have to do if we want to come back higher and higher. The first big goal this season, though, is to stay in the league, and it's a tough one. But he mentioned how their facilities were better and stuff like that, and mentioned how the change of things need to go on for the long and the short term. And here's the thing for me is, when Chansiri originally came in to Sheffield Wednesday, he did a lot at the training ground. There was a lot of renovation done. There was a lot of building put in place. There was a better gym put in. There were better ways. He got the pit sorted. He did all the right things you do when you originally come in and get something. So it's like say you buy a house that you know is a bit needs a bit of work. You go in, you do all that work, and you make it so it's livable and you like it. But over the time and years, it deteriorates. Something needs fixing. Something needs sorting. You need to adapt the house to something else. Or you have a house that maybe when you first had it, you were single. Then you've got a missus, and then you've got kids. So you have to make one of the rooms in your 3-bedroom house into, say, a kids room. Or say you're in a 2-bedroom house. You have to move because one of you work from home, and you need an office, and you have to move, so you move to a bigger house. So at Ben, now the problem you've got here is Sheffield Wednesday have needed, in air quotes, a bigger house for some years. We have 2 pitches, I think 2 or 3 pitches, and no indoor training facility right now because that's still down. And when we're not, if the weather does go bad, we have to train on the actual Hillsborough pitch. Now, this is something that we've spoke about for a while, and you want to improve things, not just on the pitch with players and stuff like that, but you want to improve it off the pitch. So gym equipment, specialists that help get recovery better. Maybe in the summer you bring in a set piece coach who we might want. You might want another coach, or there might be something else. This is the thing, you're always looking to improve bits and pieces. And I think for the longest time, Chansiri said that he will only do stuff for the training ground and stuff like that when we get Prem. Well, we look a hell of a long way away from getting Prem. And that's something you can't do anymore. It has to come to a point where it's now a point where I think we have to start looking for land. We have to start looking for land to purchase to move the training ground to a better area or bigger. We do have the situation where I believe the community aspect of when they are in somewhere else. I remember that getting talked about because it got set on fire, didn't it? If I remember correctly. Because they drove a car onto it and set it alight. If I remember correctly, that's what happened. But that's the thing. There is different bits of Wednesday which is used for the bits. At the community section, or used for doing the women's team or whatever. But it all needs to really be in a bigger place. Now, for the longest time, there was the idea of Sheffield Wednesday having little hubs around the city. That hasn't materialised. Well, it kind of has. Kind of. It kind of has materialised, but it hasn't. kind of, you know what I mean? It's that whole thing. It has. Here you go. The brand new. There you go. Clay Wheels Lane is somewhere that's a place that you can go do stuff, and it's a community. It's a brand new facility, and it should help. And we got a grant from the Premier League for it. It has a full-size 3G pitch, floodlights, community centre. It's at the Jubilee Sports Social Club, Clay Lane in Hillsborough. And you're thinking, great, fantastic, that's sorted. It also got funds from One Disco. We'll talk less about that kind of thing. But they got pitches there now. There's something that's a little bit better for the community. And that's great. You want that to be used. You want it to be used properly. But here's the thing. They look really good. They're 3G pitches, so all-weather kind of pitches. Not what you want to really play on full-time, but it's better than nothing. And here's the thing. We need to start looking at more things like this to help Wednesday. But help the first team. We need somewhere that's got more pitches. We need something that can accommodate a first team and a under 21s, under 18s, under 16s. Our training ground have been so far behind. It is untrue. It's been the same for such a long time. And I have spoke about this a lot recently, and I have spoke about this already. Like, one of the things that he did recently is that the pitch at Hillsborough had come in by 15 centimetres. He brought it in by 15 centimetres, so it's not as wide. So that's an interesting aspect where you don't think about bringing in something like that to give you an advantage or help you play. So I will be, if I'm Danny, I'll be turning around and saying, look, let's plan for the summer and get plan for whatever league we're in for players. But at the same time, let's also start having someone who's potentially not Danny, but someone behind the scenes at the club going, who's going to be there while sorting out somewhere so we can train better, somewhere where there's a better facility to go use, kind of thing. Someone who's actively looking for some sort of land to build on, that we can have a new training ground or secure funding for a new training ground at least, so we can get something better than Middlewall Road. Because right now, we currently rent that piece of land from the council. And with Sheffield City Council having raised everything, it wouldn't surprise me if that gets raised as well, the rent for Middlewall Road. At some point, or say the council go, hey, we want to sell this bit of land. Where'd that leave us then? That leaves us with no training ground. So we would have to look for somewhere. But it's something I think should be looked at a lot sooner than later, because you know it's bad when a young Leon Beth, when he came to us at 18 and then came back to us a couple of seasons ago, says nothing's really changed, it's still the same. And I think when he came back to us, he was in his early to mid 30s. And you go, yeah, that's not great. So we desperately need land for a training ground.